Well, darlings, here it is. Christmas Eve of 2021. Who would have thought we'd get here? I mean, after last year and the year before, oh my goodness, my goodness. Well, we survived, didn't we? We all survived, or at least some of us did. I hope that you, my friends here, didn't lose anyone to COVID. And if you did, I hope that their journey is a peaceful one. And I wish you and your loved ones all the blessings of peace and comfort and the beautiful memories of your loved ones here on earth with you. For the rest of us, we're still muddling through, sometimes on hands and knees, as I was just an hour ago. I swept up everything. I didn't want you to see my driveway and garden a mess, but I was out here working. It's interesting when you get to be a great age like me. You reflect on how many Christmas Eves you've spent and how many different adventures you've had on Christmas Eve. Oh my goodness, I could tell you horror stories. Stories of attacks by Native Americans, stories of attacks by white evangelist Presbyterians, cannibal activity in Duluth, Wisconsin, or Minnesota, whichever, Duluth, whatever. The bottom line is this, darlings, it's Christmas Eve. And though I am not a Christian per se, I am a deeply spiritual person. And I thought that I would spend the day going through my garden and working on it. It looks like a mess, doesn't it? Well, I'm embracing a whole new organic, so to speak, natural approach to gardening. I'm letting Mother Nature's leaves and debris be some of my mulching. So under all of those leaves there was actually bare soil. I was planting bulbs, and I was planting seeds that I took from my plants. Tomorrow, or either tomorrow, Christmas Day, or the following day, I'm going to deadhead all these, well, not deadhead, but I'm going to trim all these echinacea and put all the seeds into the ground and hope that they come up. I'm going to be trimming back some of the iris growth, and getting rid of that. But for the most part, I'm going to be doing just preparation for the spring, in the hopes that there is a spring. There's so many things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for my Christmas lights. I'm grateful for the fact that when a whole bunch of them blew out, I was able to find the source of the problem and correct it. I'm very grateful. Look at this pile. I am so grateful for my little neighbor, Jordan, 3-year-old Jordan, who lives next door to me with his wonderful parents, Lindsay and Ryan, and his new little baby sister, Carly. Jordan, at 3, is driving his little electric truck all over the neighborhood into the playgrounds and bringing me rocks so that I can continue, look at this, I can continue my rock wall around my flower beds. So I'm constructing a natural sort of flower bed wall here out of the rocks that I've either dug up from my garden. Can you imagine? That rock was in my garden. Look at it. Look at the size of it. Here's my shoe for comparison. Yes, Mummy's a size 12. Thank you for asking. That rock was in my garden. No, the state line marker wasn't, but that rock was in my garden. But what I don't find, and I'm beginning to weed out, is being subsidized or substantiated or whatever by Jordan and his weekly forays down to the playground to bring me more rocks for my growing wall, which I should have pretty much in place by next April. I'm going to put a little black plastic divider here and keep the Pachysandra under control. And then I'm going to be planting wildflowers more and more and more in the hopes that this all becomes like a wild garden. It was supposed to be a country garden, but it's turning more into a wildflower garden, which is fine. There's my beautiful yellow irises. They're resting now. And you could see that we've got our snow poles in place. We're expecting, snow again. Here's my origami, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. It's my attempt to prune and make healthy these hedges that were in the front. And so I've sort of topiaried, bonsai'd, origami'd them into these interesting shapes, which most of the neighbors find very pleasing, and I'm very flattered. And so here's some more irises, and there's a bunch of debris there that I've put over the new seeds. Blanket flower, I trimmed all the blanket flower seeds out of my garden, planted them there. I've put a bunch of crocus and daffodil bulbs under there. So all of that debris is covering that over. And you could see what the warm weather is doing. You could see new iris growth Oh dear. Yeah, my irises are sending up new shoots. I hope they stop. I don't want them to make themselves sick. So anyway, that's it for my garden. Could it be better? Yes, but that's the nature of imperfection on Earth, right? I'm going to try and figure out these flowering quinces next year. Maybe serious trimming back will cause them to flower. Somebody planted them here in the Pachysandra at some point or another, or the Pachysandra simply swallowed them up. But it's a lovely evening. The sunset isn't magical, but I don't care about that. It's magical being out here in this incredible quiet, this incredible sanity, this incredible beauty. We've got our little candleettes going in the windows. Oh dear, that window, those batteries seem to be going. I'll have to replace them. Lindsay and Ryan have theirs up, which is very nice. And people are about to turn on their Christmas lights, which will be very festive in just a little bit. So I'm going to sit on my front porch, as long as it's not freezing and windy, and enjoy the peace and quiet. I've been looking for my little chipmunk, Mr. Biscuit. I hope he's okay. I haven't seen him in a few days. I hope he hasn't come to some sort of mischief. And of course there, as I took you this past spring, very early in spring, were my Japanese painted ferns. I'm assuming, like the one on Fire Island, that it's sleeping and not dead. So that'll be a little prayer I say every night between now and March. Anyway, I hope that you're having a good Christmas Eve. And even if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a nice holiday evening. And remember, darlings, what I always say. Be in the world and of the world. Be present, be mindful, be grateful. And remember that everything you see and smell and taste and hear and touch and hold in your hand and your heart, everything is borrowed. It's all only borrowed.